Hey guys, a quick update video regarding that Simucube 3 situation and troubles that I had early on. Simucube paid me a lot of money to... I'm just kidding. I just wanted to talk about the 4 issues that I saw and how they have been fixed for me. There was the control box issue, the EMI issues, the knocking issue, and that damping hands-off thing issue. And I also show you my early settings for iRacing and LMU Ultimate, so this video is not too useless in the future. Very quick update. I had the control box thing. There's a fix. Simucube sent me something. Simucube will communicate the solution for that in the future. I can confirm without an isolator, even when I run all my motion, like I have like 3 systems on here that are really bad for everything grounding EMI. No issues anymore. It's bolted straight to the rig, works fine, no flickering LED, no nothing. I can now use the little knob to start all the devices. This overlay works perfectly fine, so this has been fixed. Then I had the force feedback knocking issue. This was fixed with a firmware update version 3.03 of the tuner that we currently have. Doesn't have that anymore. EMI issues, in my case, it was a bad power supply. Like, I tried so much, I even built a new rig. Like, I built this amazing looking ASR Pro rig finally. Wanted to build this once we bought a house, but I think that's not gonna happen in the next 30 years. So I just was like, yeah, let's try. Let's build this rig. I put everything together, installed everything, and bam, EMI issues. So great. And then I was like, what did I actually not try to replace? And I was like, okay, power supply. I've used the Sport and the Pro with the same power supply. So I just like randomly connected the one from the VNM. Of course, I made sure that the pinout is the same and not just like plugged it in and hoped for the best. The pinout is the same. I don't recommend using that, but what I wanted to say, I plugged in that power supply and everything worked perfectly fine. Not a single disconnect in like probably 15 hours now. I did check the power supply with the scope and I saw that there was a connection between that knocking and the disconnect. So once I monitored the voltage on the scope, I could see that the voltage actually dropped several volts and some bad ringing happening that sent a lot of EMI into the rig. Long story short, I replaced the power supply with a new one and it works just fine. Talk about bad luck. That was unfortunate. And then the loss of force feedback issue, I don't have it anymore on 3.03, but apparently it can still happen for some people. Like I said, I didn't really notice it in the last 10-15 hours, but some people reported it's still there. But Mika on the Simucube Discord, he's such a patient guy. I'm sorry for all the trouble I'm causing you guys. Said they have a fix for that. That should be coming this or next week as well. So all the big issues that I had are resolved for me. Force feedback quality is still excellent. I also need to correct myself. I said LMU does not have telemetry force feedback, but it actually has it. I guess I didn't install the plugin correctly or something. If you go to these cornering intensity effects, this is telemetry force feedback that we know from the VNM, for example. It's there for LMU, it's there for AC Evo, it's there for iRacing. It's very good. In general, the force feedback quality is absolutely great, as good or better as the competition, I would say. But I need to properly test this in the future. I hope I can get my full review out before Christmas, but I don't want to promise it to you because so many game releases, so many things on the to-do list. I do have vacation from next week on with a little bit more time, but I'll try, but I can't promise it. But very nice. I also added my pass-through QR so that you can, I mean, it's with a cable. If you're interested in building this, everything is available on my Discord. You need to be an Epic member on YouTube or on Patreon though. For me, this is a good solution. The cable never bothered me as long as it's on the base side, and like that I can use all my USB wheels, like this brilliant GSI interlock that you should definitely go and buy immediately. But yeah, so little update on the situation, and so that the video is not completely useless, I'll quickly show you my first settings on iRacing. Strength in game, set it to your preference. I typically run strength around 11 or 12 or so, which is quite high, probably hard to drive for many, but I use this as a workout, as you know, so try it out. I just have this set to 100%. No changes here. A little bit of mechanical feel. It depends a little bit on the weight of your wheel. If you have a very light wheel, you maybe want to increase this a bit. If you have a heavy wheel, you can reduce this. In the end, it's all personal preference. I do run the direct input master at around 85%, the telemetry around 30%. I find it a bit hard to balance these two sliders to not get clipping. I wish there was an output graph or something that would show you what the base is putting out right now, because right now you cannot rely on the clipping indicator from in-game, because if it doesn't clip in-game, but you add telemetry on top, it might clip. So yeah, would love to see an update there. And then I do run road texture from telemetry. The road texture boost from direct input I have off. I like to add a little bit of cornering intensity and a little bit of ABS that I have synced in frequency with my active pedal, which feels very, very good. And the rest is default. On LMU, slightly different settings. LMU force feedback is insanely violent, so I did turn down these details. For me, it's like a detail fidelity slider of the force feedback. I turned that down to around 75-76%. I do run 1 or 2 smoothing in-game, depending on my mood. Then I also have this detail attenuation depending on the rotation of the wheel. It probably won't do a lot here because, let's be honest, you rarely go over 180 degrees and it's only at 95% there. Then mechanical feel, again, it depends on the steering wheel. I feel like you can go to higher values here on the Simucube 3 compared to the 2 without like having a too heavy wheel. Like this is still very, very nice. And then telemetry, I have the direct input at 90%, telemetry master gain at 40, in-game force feedback strength is around 50-60%. And then I also have cornering intensity, telemetry force feedback on LMU, because it just, LMU has this little odd thing that the steering gets very light when you have a slow corner or so, and the telemetry force feedback just helps a lot. And then as well, ABS synchronized to the pedals and a little bit of road texture, and that feels very, very, very good to me. Like I had a rough start with the Simucube 3. Like honestly, I never had so many issues with a bass like this, but the Simucube team, like they put in the work. They fixed all that quicker than I thought. So here's a little update video. Just wanted to address that because, I mean, the first video wasn't super positive and I guess not something that people would expect from Simucube. I didn't expect it. But yeah, here we are. Everything so far that I found has been fixed, and I just wanted to update you, show you my settings, my early settings. People always ask, even though I always encourage people, like there's not that much you can set up here. Like check what the sliders are doing and find your own settings. One little tip at the end: if you have no idea what these effects are doing, put this to 0, put this to 100%, and then just like turn one effect on, play with the settings a little bit. I never realized that you can expand this one. I have no idea what this is. I need to play around with this, I guess. Just turn it on, drive a little bit, and then you immediately get an idea what it's doing. Like this, for example, the telemetry force feedback. Maybe they should have called it like telemetry force feedback, like cornering intensity. I don't know. Sounds a bit confusing to me. And then once you know what's what, play with the sliders, add the stuff that you like. I would recommend like if you do this and this, there's a high chance you will clip the bass. So I will always like recommend to turn down the direct input master and then slowly increase the telemetry stuff. I still think the direct input should be the main driving factor for the force feedback. Anyways, video already longer than I wanted it to make. Quick update, subscribe, like the video, blah, 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 blah. Buy the bass using my discount code Dan. I think it's just Dan now. It works for orders over 1,500. If you want to save a little money. Yeah, that's it. Full review coming soon, hopefully. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.